So this is the Bosch GTS-10J, and this is the DeWalt BWE 7492. These two table saws are arguably the two best locally available job site table saws in the market today, at least in the Philippines. I wish somebody made a video like this when I was looking for my table saw. Quick disclaimer here, I am not an expert. I'm just a regular weekend DIYer. So this is my opinion and my opinion alone. I got a chance to play with both table saws. I made some notes. Let's start with the motor. I really like how the Bosch has a soft start motor. So the blade gradually starts up. It doesn't just suddenly spin, which I like that. I like the soft start. Having said that, I prefer the way the motor of the DeWalt stops. The brake system is more immediate. It slows down quicker than this one slows down. In terms of the noise of both motors, the Bosch measured at 86 decibels, the DeWalt measured at about 85 decibels. It's only a 1 decibel difference, so they're about the same. The next would be the extension surface. So both of these table saws, you can extend the work surface. With the Bosch, you extend the entire surface, and it's not exactly that easy. Of course, this is an older table saw, so maybe you just need to put some oil, WD-40, or lubricate it to make it easier. But again, I think that DeWalt wins. It has a platform that's attached to the fence that you just flip over, and that's how you extend the surface. Okay, fence system, it's almost not fair. So the fence system of this one is all right, but there's definitely some play with the fence. So when you lock it, you really have to be mindful of both the start of the table saw and the end of it, and make sure that it's properly aligned. You can't just sort of lock and go. So fence system wise, this is a better one. You know, the rack and pinion system of the DeWalt, I think, is really the best that's out there. It just can't be beat. It's the better fence system, just plainly put. The sparks. So there's been a lot of talk about how this model, there's sparks in the motor. And I've been told it's normal for all brushed motor machines. Even the Bosch has sparks on the motor. And I actually have an 18-volt hammer drill that also has sparks on it. What I did notice, however, is when this thing breaks, when you turn off the motor, there's a more violent spark. The next would be the build quality. So in this aspect, I actually think that the roll cage of the Bosch is better. So you can tell that this was designed to be really used, to be transported, to be moved around in different spots, because the roll cage really protects even the switches. I mean, it's really an extensive roll cage type of protection. Miter gauge. So both table saws have play on the miter gauge, but I think it's an acceptable level of play for both, actually. So I would call this even for both. Maybe even give the Bosch a slight lead because the miter gauge has a wider work surface. The last thing I want to talk about is the hertz rating. So this is a 50 hertz machine. This is a 50-60 hertz machine, and there's a lot of talk on the internet about this not being compatible to the Philippine market because it's 50 hertz. In the Philippines, we run 60 hertz. Honestly, I'm not worried about it because I think the hertz factor is only a factor if you plan on running this for more than 15 minutes straight. Usually when you're using a table saw, you're running it for maybe just a few seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 3 minutes maximum. I don't think you should worry about it unless you're running it for maybe 15 minutes straight. Then maybe the hertz is a factor for you, and you should go for the Bosch. For me, as a weekend DIYer, I think this is the better table saw. The fence is better, the extension surface is better. This is not without its merits though. Again, the soft start I really like, and the build and the roll cage. So in my humble weekend DIYer opinion, this is the better table saw.